Lesson number 28, write and solve equations. All right, so once you learn how to read and write algebraic expressions and you know how to evaluate them, now you can write and solve them. All right, so let's look at this problem. It's telling me that t plus 15 equals 45. Now remember, the rule is whatever you do to one side of an equation, you can do that to the other side. So whatever you do on the left side, you can do the same thing on the right side and vice versa. So looking here, t plus 15 equals 45. We want to isolate t because we want to solve what t is. So what we need to do is get t by itself on the left side or right side. It doesn't matter, but I need to get t by itself. So if I have t plus 15, well, if I want to get t by itself, I'm going to subtract 15 because 15 minus 15 is 0. Well, if I subtract 15 on the left side, I've got to subtract 15 on the right side also. So what does that leave me with? Well, t plus 15 minus 15 is just t. And then 45 minus 15 is 30. So now since t is by itself, it gives me the answer right there. T equals 30. Let's look at another problem. Here I've got 45 equals 9n. So again, when you're solving, you want to isolate that variable. You want to get it by itself so I get a concrete answer. So if I have 9n on the right side, I want to get that n by itself. I need to get rid of that 9. Well, since it's telling me that 9 times n, well, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide it by 9 because 9 divided by 9 gives me 1. Well, if I divide the right side by 9, I got to divide the left side by 9 also. So now I've got my n isolated because I did the 9 divided by 9. And now on the left side, 45 divided by 9 is 5. So now that it's isolated, it's telling me that 5 equals n. Let's look at another problem. Jane worked 30 hours in 1 week. She worked 8 hours on Monday. How many hours did she work for the rest of the week? Which equation can be used to solve the problem? Okay. Well, Jane worked 30 hours in 1 week. All right. So that's her total, 30. All right. Now she worked 8 hours on Monday. All right. So she worked 8 hours on Monday. How many hours did she work the rest of the week? Well, so the 8 hours is on Monday plus our variable, how many other hours, has to equal to 30. So 8 plus the rest of the hours in the week equals 30. So our answer is 8 plus h equals 30. And our last example, Tony bought a case of 48 light bulbs. So the case is 48 light bulbs. Each box in the case has 4 light bulbs. How many boxes are in the case? Which equation we use to solve the problem? All right, so we know 2 factors. We know that the case has 48 light bulbs. All right, now we don't know how many boxes there are, but we do know that each box has 4 light bulbs. So if we took 4 light bulbs and we multiplied it by the boxes, that would give us 48. So it would be 48, the light bulbs equals 4 light bulbs times the number of boxes. So 48 equals 4b.